My ancestral name is Sesemiya, and I come from the village of Aslahan. I come from a long line of weavers, and I'm very happy to carry on this tradition within our community and our family today. I was about 25 years old when I first started working with Cedar, and I was so excited to begin because I knew my grandmother was a basket weaver, and once I started, it was like, I found a part of myself, and I knew once I started, I was never going to stop. And I haven't. I've kept going, and year after year, I go back to the trees, I go back to the forest, and every year I fall in love with the cedar tree again. When I'm creating something, it is the embodiment of our land, of who we are as Squamish people, and it brings everything together. A lot of the work is in the preparation and the gathering. I see time as seasons. So when it's time to harvest, it's time to harvest. I wait for that moment. When spring starts coming, I'm like, I can feel it. It's coming. It's almost here. It's almost time to go outside. And I think part of what I love about it is that you're on the land with purpose and with meaning. For the yellow cedar tree, you have to go very high up the mountain. And for this particular tunic here, the tree itself was probably around 40 years old, I would guess. After I bring the bark home for the yellow cedar, there's a part of processing that happens there where I'm working to remove the pitch from the tree bark so that it's not sticky, because that's a critical element in terms of how you prepare the materials. And after I've done that, then it's like strand by strand. So every single strand that you see has been separated, and then I hang it by length. So the shortest, medium, long, and then when I'm weaving, I'll use different parts for different aspects of the weaving as I go through. I was working on this headband here. I was just testing my patterns and designs and colors. You'll see there's like just a slight shift in the red. And I like that thought of like when you dye, sometimes like the first batch might come out very bright, but then you can dye it again and then it might come out a lighter shade, and sort of blending those types of things together. So for the tunic, to me, generally speaking, I think of men as wearing a tunic. And then I wanted the rope because I think of the strength of rope, the power of that as well. Sometimes people think warriors are of the past, and I'm like, oh, no. We have warriors today who continue to protect our Squamish, our teachings. When you wear regalia, you honor your family, your ancestors, the land, the tree, the plants, the animals, the water, because you need all of these things to create one piece. I took my daughter Tiffany with me to the mountains, and I realized that she'd been all her life. All her life we've traveled up and down together to go and get bark. But this last year, I was working on intentionally training her to learn how to read our land, our landscape, and how to understand why I was going to certain places. When we started driving down the mountain, of course, it's very cliffy, and there's lots of you can see what it would have looked like before the city was there, because it's so wild. And my daughter had the window rolled down. She goes, Mom, I feel so good. She said, why do I feel so good? And I said, because we're outside, we're in a clean, pure space. I said, I want you to remember this moment. And I want you to remember it because anytime if you don't feel well, or you need healing, or you need to go to gain strength, I said, you remember this moment and you come back to the mountains, because this is what will help you.